So the principles of unity and renewal are once again being bandied about in the ANC as the party in KZN prepares to elect its new leaders. Outgoing chair Sihle Zikalala is seeking another term, while Sandile Zungu, Nomusa Dube-Ncube, Siboniso Duma, as well as Nhlanhla Ngidi are all vying for the top post. Credentials were adopted in the early hours of this morning, with nominations now set to kick off at any moment now. The ANC also facing several challenges with adopting credentials and agreeing on resolutions at several other elective conferences this year. What does that say about the road ahead? Let's get you some perspective now. Bring in political analyst Dr Zamo Mbandlwa, who joins us via our video link this morning. Doc, it's great to see you. Thanks as always for making time to speak to us on Newzroom Afrika. I want to just begin with, getting your take on what we're seeing take place at the chairperson race, so to speak. So many people vying for this post, unusual given the elective conferences we've seen this year, and in fact the elective conferences we've seen in KwaZulu-Natal. What, if anything, are you reading into that?
Good morning, Ayanda. Thank you for inviting me, and good morning to the viewers at home. The developments in the conference are showing that there is a leadership vacuum in the province. Because if so many people are contesting the position of the chairperson, it means that people have identified the areas of interest and the challenges that people of the province have. And they think they can do much better than the current leadership. But what I think becomes a problem is to find people who are in the leadership position as we speak, who are serving in the provincial leadership of the ANC, and they are contesting the positions in the top 5. And my worry is, if they have been in the structure for the previous term, and they think that the PC have underperformed in terms of service delivery and in government, what is it that they think they can bring now on the table when they have been in part of the leadership and they have not been able to influence each other to come with the solutions, to resolve issues of the society? And I was listening to what the current chairperson was saying in his political report yesterday, where he said the poverty levels have gone up and people are living in a very bad conditions in the province. And I was asking myself, if you are the chairperson and the premier of the province, you have a responsibility to provide services. You are leading the ship of government in the province, and you see there are areas where there is no improvement, and you are able to even raise those issues. But what have you done? How have you tried to bridge the gap to resolve issues of poverty in the province?
Yep.
And yet you still want to contest the position again, and you have not performed well in your past tenure. So it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
Yes?
You can finish your thought?
Yes. What also becomes more problematic, is the factions that are contesting the position of the chairperson in the province. And if you look at those who are who are the leaders of those factions, like the likes of Sandile Zungu, the likes of Sihle, the likes of all the leaders that are contesting the position, and the likes of Nomusa Dube. And you wonder why those that are actually supporting those people are in support of them. Because really there is no criteria that is being used to say we want to elect you because you have performed in this particular way in government and in the public or society.
Yeah.
People, even if you can ask delegates, I've raised this before, that what becomes more problematic is people do not have a reason why they support the people that they are supporting.
On that, let me come in there if I can.
That is going to benefit the society.
Got you.
That's the problem that we have.
On that note, there was a very interesting moment during this conference yesterday where the person at the podium tried to lead the gathering in song, which we know is typical. But it almost seems like delegates took that moment to a completely different direction by singing Wenze Newzroom. In case you missed that moment, I hope we'll be able to bring it to you. Take a listen to this. All right, so that was a moment just yesterday. If you weren't able to make out what delegates were singing, they were asking when Zuma. It's a popular song within the ANC. We know that the former president has always had some kind of influence. But what are you reading into this song being sang specifically at this conference in the context of all the factions that you've spoken about?
You see, Ayanda, the biggest problem is the REC forces have been underestimated in terms of the people that they are supporting and their political posture within the ANC. And what is happening in KwaZulu-Natal is not unique to KZN only. It's also happened in Outgoing. Remember, recently they had a provincial conference and they were and delegates were singing the same song. But you cannot really say the entire, all the delegates of the conference are singing the same song. Of course, people sing the song based on their political posture, based on their belief systems, and also based on their preferred leaders that they want to elect in the conference. And by the look of things now in the province, it's not easy to say which faction is going to win in this race, because there will still be some negotiations. But by the look of things, Ayanda, I don't think the current leadership will retain the positions because of how they have handled the issue of the former president in the province, particularly the chairperson of the province. The manner in which he dealt with the support and those who are supporting the former president is questionable amongst those who are supporting the RET forces or who name themselves the RET forces. And that is why whenever you hear that song in this conference, it means that they are also against the current leadership. And if you've been following the videos that have been taken in the conference, Ayanda, you'll see that they also sang a song. They said Agabui, which means that it's not coming back. So they sang when Zuma and Agabui, which means that they are referring to the current leadership, that they failed to address the issues of the former president properly according to their analysis. And therefore, they think the current leadership must move and they must have a new leadership. But I don't think Ayanda will have a solid list amongst the people that are contesting. I think there will be a combination of different slates in this particular conference. But what becomes more problematic, Ayanda, is when you have people who are contesting one another in the conference. Nowadays, it never happened in the past. You will have a structure which is dysfunctional, which is not able to resolve issues of the organization itself, and who are also not able to fight the poverty, and who are not able to provide services to the people. I'm saying this, Ayanda, because it is in the public domain. What has happened in the NEC of the ANC, where the SG and the president were from different slates, and they did not agree on a number of issues. And that has led to the SG being suspended because of the step-aside rule of the ANC. So even in the province, if you have people from different slates, it will not be able to stabilize the province in the politics of the ANC in the province. And that alone will also create problems in government, because remember, people that are deployed in government positions, whether MEC, whether the members of the provincial legislature, they are deployed based on their political affiliation, and particularly those who are in the PC of the ANC. And now it's going to cause problems if the leaders are from different slates, because they will still not agree on a number of issues.
Right.
And another thing, Ayanda, is the supporters of all the slates that you have, they have the interest, they have some expectations. Now, if you have 2 or 3 people from one slate and you have 2 from the other, and the interest of those who are supporting the slate are not going to be met, because they will have to provide for many people that you're supporting them, and it's highly impossible.
Got you.
Unless they will agree. And I don't see them agreeing on a program, because they are from different political ideologies within the ANC. They have different belief systems. So I think it's going to cause problems to have different people from different slates leading the province of KwaZulu-Natal.
All right, which is certainly the last thing that the party needs through its own admission. I mean, Sihle Zikalala yesterday was saying that, people are not forever attached to the ANC. I'm paraphrasing. He also admitted that a whole lot more could be done to change their material conditions. Dr. Zamo Mbandlwa, thanks very much indeed for your weighing in. Really do appreciate it.